Hi, and welcome to the Blueprints to Buildings podcast. I'm your host, Glen Palmer, and on this show, I interview the movers and shakers in the world of property development and real estate. So, this show is brought to you by a prop tech solution that's quietly saving developers a fortune on 3D models and making them look ancient. It's not mainstream yet, but that's exactly why it works. If you want the inside track, connect with me on LinkedIn at Glen Palmer Secure or check out the show notes below. So, on today's show, I am joined by Michael Lyons. He is a commercial and residential general contractor and business development at Asher Group, known for delivering high quality restoration, remediation, remodel, and new build projects across government, commercial, and residential sectors. Michael, it is an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Really glad you can make it, especially because it's such an early time for you in the morning. So thank you very much. And shall we dive in?
Yeah, sure.
So, first question, right? Ask everybody this question. If time travel became a reality and you had a chance to go back in time to when you first started your career, what advice would the person that you are now tell your younger self?
Hmm. If I could go back, I would probably tell myself to go slow and grow sustainably. One of the biggest traps that most general contractors that start out, which is exactly what we fell into initially, is we tried to take on too much work. We projected an image that we were bigger than we were actually were.
Hmm.
So I would be a bit more humble
Yeah,
than I would focus on refining my pricing, really understand where every dollar goes.
yeah,
Um, I'd also master the art of saying no, and I would invest in relationships more than just equipment.
yeah. You know what? With a lot of people that I have interviewed, a lot of them have said communication and building trust and relationships is one of the things that they would have done. And
Yes.
it's something that I see across the board, to be honest.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that was a good answer, to be honest. So Michael, as I mentioned in that intro, you work across government, you work across commercial, residential builds. Now, each has its own unique hurdles. So, what is the biggest challenge clients face when it comes to a restoration or new construction for that matter? And how does Asher's Group solve that differently from any other contractor out there?
Yeah, I think it's the uncertainty triangle of unclear scope, unpredictable timelines, budget creep, scope creep, right? Especially in the restoration area when they're battling insurance complexities, payment delays, and what have you. So, what do we do differently? I think you hit the nail on the head a little earlier. Communication. We leverage technology. We attempt to over communicate and share as much as we can in real time with our clients in the progress of the project.
Yeah,
Um, Go ahead.
nice. So do you find that sometimes you can get a little bit lost in communication?
Um, yeah, I think it depends on the customer. We try to tailor our communication to each one of the customers. It just depends on the project, whether if it's government or whether it's commercial. We have, high speed communication, whether it's a homeowner who's a bit older, and we have to tailor how we communicate to that person.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. So where in your view, where do you see construction heading in the next few years? Especially in the areas like the restoration and the remediation, and the new build workflows. Is it going to be more regulation? Is there going to be a more adoption of technology, or is there going to be faster project timelines? Where do you see it going?
I see the technology is going to be a huge part of that. What we're seeing now is like we're seeing like technologies like BIM, the requirement for many of the like even the insurance industries, they're expecting you to use Xactimate or BIM
Hmm.
and or Twin Labs or what have you. And these companies pretty much are setting the standard for how we're going to work through these projects in the future. I was just on a commercial work site yesterday with for an elderly lady that wants to do a development out here in Northwest Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
We're required to do 3D rendering, so that's going to require 3D. 2D is no longer acceptable. Like it's not sufficient, your
Hmm.
blueprint. So they want 3D renderings, which requires like Twin
Hmm.
Labs or BIM at the very minimum.
Hmm.
So I find that we're going to be doing a lot of more automation. Customers want to have real time. They want to be able to walk through the plans and they want to see it before they actually, start breaking ground. That way we can minimize any sort of, for every penny you save in the digital space, it's thousands in the reality, right? So we're going to see
Yeah,
more
yeah,
augmented reality out here in Phoenix. We have, and we're looking to invest in this as well, where we have this ability to walk the plans. A 10,000 square foot building will allow you to do real time
yeah, yeah,
walkthroughs with your customers, stuff like that. So it's
yeah,
an
yeah.
augmented reality.
Yeah. So, well, that's exactly where, I see the market going. You got the expansion of the metaverse, you've got the expansion of this digital twin scenario. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit because yeah, I like that. So working in the US market, especially with government projects, you've got compliance standards. We know that they can be tough. So, what regional or regulatory challenges stand out the most? And how do you actually navigate to keep them projects moving actually, along and moving smoothly?
Well, obviously, regulations. I would say the biggest thing for us with government is cybersecurity requirements.
Yeah.
Uh, no matter how much we would like to stay on top of security, we're always behind
Yeah, yeah,
because our
yeah.
adversaries obviously are ahead of us. So, complying with the new CMMM C 2.0, which is now a thing here in the U.S., and then I think there's two more levels after that, which we're obviously not involved in. That's for higher level security related type projects. But that is a huge thing, especially for Department of Defense contracts.
Yeah. So you alluded to it a little bit earlier, and with the lady with the project that is wanting 3D renderings. So do you
Mhm.
think that more developers and government teams are now expecting visual clarity to be up front, the digital twins, the walkthroughs, the BIM style previews before signing off on scope? And how is
Correct. I
uh,
that is a standard. I believe that's going to be the standard in the future. It already is
yeah,
starting to
yeah,
be there.
yeah, yeah. So that's going to be the norm soon.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Yes.
You can't help that, but as soon as it's gonna, I just see digital transformation be, like you say, being the norm. This is what's going to happen. And whether you like it or not, this is the technology that's happening. It's making people sort of sharper, more focused, building teams, building that clarity. I can see it as being the way forward as well. Yeah. So I'm in agreement with you, no matter where in the world you are as well. So, we're seeing it in the UK a lot. We're seeing it in America a lot. We're seeing it in Africa a lot. It's just the way that it's going now. So,
Yeah.
with so many moving parts in the restoration and new build projects, how important is it to give clients that visual understanding of what the end result is actually going to look like? Does it help them reduce friction, the delays, or misunderstandings? Is that something that you're going to see as a benefit of this 3D technology coming out?
I think it's a benefit because one, you get to the client, the end user gets to immerse themselves in the environment. They get to actually see where before they didn't understand. You had to communicate the blueprints, and that didn't always translate to the customer, especially someone who's not a construction person, or even if they did have knowledge, it's very easy to have mistakes within just your traditional blueprints. So with that, the immersion of this new technology, it allows you to even the end user who might not have any experience at all, they could pick things out. You can experience it real time. You can look and
Mm,
see if things are actually going to work or not.
mm,
It allows us to scope things out a bit better, more efficiently. It's
mhm.
better communication with the customer. It builds trust.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah. And yeah, This is the thing that when we look about digital twins, yes, it's nice and pretty. Yes, it gives you that visual clarification, and you can, walk through the building. You can see what it's like before even single brick has been laid. But what it also does is, for me, it brings everybody together. Everybody is on the same page. Everybody is looking at the design. They can pick faults a lot quicker before
Yeah.
before you've even built. So yeah. Exciting future, most definitely, where technology is going. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for today's show. Really, really quick shot. Michael, I'm fascinated with the construction industry, where it's going. Loved your
Yeah.
insights. Of course, thank you very much to the listeners as well. Michael, just before we conclude though, if listeners want to get in contact with you and learn about what you offer at Asher Management Group, what are the best ways for our listeners to do that?
They can contact me through the site or at my email at mike at ashers, ASHERSGRP.com, or
Mm-hmm.
my phone number, direct line is 623-628-5709.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mike.
All
So
right.
that wraps it up.
Thank you.
And remember, this show is supported by a new prop tech tool that is redefining what visualization even means in property. The ones using it now are already pulling ahead. If you want to know more, reach out to me in the show notes below. Thanks for tuning in to Blueprints to Buildings. I'm your host, Glen Palmer. I was joined by Michael Lyons, and I'll see you in the next episode.